I started playing golf when I was 5 years of age.
Yeah.
I was always guided from my father, who was a professional golfer. I tried a few restaurants in Souk Wakif.
Uh-huh.
Always great food. My favorites are still chapatis. In Education City Golf Club where I work, we can offer private space for women, like to have a bit more private class.
पॉडकास्ट के इस खصوصी प्रोग्राम में आप सभी का इस्तकबाल है। मैं हूं आपका होस्ट और दोस्त मोहम्मद अमीन, और हर हफ्ते की तरह इस हफ्ते भी हमारे स्टूडियो में मौजूद हैं एक बेहतरीन एथलीट। गोल्फर थी पहले, लेकिन बाद में बन गई गोल्फिंग टीचर। सो लेट्स वेलकम सारका सेफरटोवा।
Thank you so much for having me.
You were playing golf and you represented your national team, and then you suddenly switched gear.
Yes, so I started playing golf when I was 5 years of age.
Yeah.
I was always guided from my father, who was a professional golfer.
Mm-hmm.
And he always worked at the golf course, had his own little driving range area, and that's where we practice. And then, turned out I really loved the game, always had passion for it. And I made it to Czech national team.
Okay.
I played for about 3 years for the Czech national team. My dad was pushing me too much. Unfortunately,
like a father to a daughter. Work
Yes.
hard, work hard.
Yes.
You didn't like it?
A little bit more than healthy, I'd say. Do normal things, and I put the game of golf, or I guess my dream was always become a professional golfer, win Australian Open one day, or some really big tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, become famous as well in some way, but mainly I'd say to be a role model, because being a professional athlete, you have to be a role model. It's build your resilience,
Correct.
train, show up even though things are not going well, and all that stuff. So I guess I always had that within me, try to give others as well, and if I can show that I can do it myself, then hopefully someone else might take a bit of an idea, and I can leave the world a little bit better than I found it, or something, or build some young characters, or shape them in some form. I'd say
Prague is known to be more of cultural music, art, painters, and Czech country itself has thrown up a lot of good footballers once upon a time. You understand
That's
what
correct,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Football, no football. I mean, away from this golf, and a very uncommon thing that has struck me when I saw your profile, that golfer in Czech Republic.
I mean, it's probably not typical sport you'd think of, because the weather and the season is pretty short. We have very cold winters, so obviously you can't play the game outside. We have lots of good soccer players, tennis players, ice hockey players. So, I'd say I can understand why it was a bit of a surprise, potentially.
When was the time that you decided, no, this is the time I cannot continue as a golfer, better go to be a teacher in golf? And was that the time when father was very strict with you?
Actually, not really. When I quit, I was about 16. I continued with my studying and just, doing normal things, living my life. And then I always wanted to go overseas and learn English properly.
Okay.
Yeah, it was always my dream, kind of just see what's out there.
Okay.
Because Czech Republic is a small country. See if the grass is greener somewhere else. And so, I finished my bachelor degree, and I tried to get to Emirates company as a flight attendant. And I failed my English test. So that was another push for me. I have to do something about this.
Okay.
So I finished my master's degree, another 2 years. I tried Emirates again. I didn't even make it to the second round that time. So I was like, okay, well, I need to just go somewhere just by myself, just see what's out there. I went to London. I did last for about 4 weeks, and I went back home. I got too uncomfortable. I was washing dishes across the road in the pub, and then I worked in Subway, and it was just a horrible experience. And then I was like, well, if I do this, I have to do this properly and go somewhere really, really far away. So I can't just come back home when I get uncomfortable.
Okay.
So I basically used all my savings to pay for visa to Australia. I bought a one-way flight ticket. I didn't know at that point where I will spend my first night, actually. I turned 25 and 3 days later I was on my flight to Sydney, one way. And the key there was I got to a sports school. So I went on a student visa, so part of that you have to pick a school you go to, and then you allowed to work 20 hours as a student there on student visa. So I studied Certificate 3 in fitness because I was always guided towards sport. That was the beginning of my journey there.
So the struggle journey. What sort of participation that is required to become a, let's say, an average golfer?
Definitely when you're beginning with the new sport, you need some kind of tuition, I'd say, so you at least have some idea what are you doing. If someone told me, okay, let's go play volleyball or something, I have no idea what am I doing, right? So maybe just a bit of a guidance to begin with, and then try to apply, those skills. It's a muscle memory, so you have to train. If you don't train your muscle memory, you're going to forget the movement. So definitely put a little bit of your time into your own practice, and then let's say few lessons, and then more you expose yourself, more you try, more you do it, better you get. But for someone who wants to just play for fun, if they can practice once a week, at least for 30 minutes, great. They can do a lot of practice without actually hitting a ball as well. So, and then they can come out, play 9 holes once a week. A lot of people are what we call social players. They just want to do some activity, whether it's because they want to be physically active, and golf is low impact, so great to play till later age, or whether it's to get some vitamin D on a fresh air, not in the summertime here in Qatar, but during winter months, it's a great sport. You get some fresh air, you have a walk, you can play just by yourself if you don't want to talk to anyone, or you can go with a few of your friends, because you can play in a group of 4. So it has all these different ways how you can make the format of the game more fun, or if you want to challenge yourself, you can play a different format. So you can, depends really what your preference is and what you want to achieve.
How difficult for you as a teacher in golf to attract young kids?
I'd say young kids, they definitely need to have a bit of a taste. So what we do, we try to visit schools and run a session for them, see if they might get a bug for it and they want to try in the actual golf course. Again, it's like with any other sport, you have to try first. So we try to, in the golf club, run a lot of whether I do open day for women who would like to try and come. I've done it for Qatar Airways, or I just had Sherborne School for girls, came for excursion. I went to their school. So I think it takes something extra to begin with, so they get exposed and they can experience it. But like any other sport, golf might not be for everyone, but they need to try. I'd just say, obviously not being scared to try new things, and especially in Education City Golf Club where I work, we can offer private space for women, or anyone really who like to have a bit more private class. So
a lot of experts, they say that golf is an individual sport. You are playing with yourselves.
Well,
is the right way to put it?
You playing against the golf course in outdoor conditions which are outside of your control, but basically the ball is lying statically on the floor. So it's really a game within yourself and how you approach it, and playing against the golf course. That's how I would explain it.
So who has been your role model or an idol golfer? I want to become like Tiger Woods.
I love Tiger Woods, definitely. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Definitely. And then also Ernie Els. So he's another one.
Which is the best area or the visiting area, like where you would love to spend your time?
What's one of my best memories was actually going to the desert and do the ride on camels.
Really?
Yes. I always wanted to try that, and being, by that sea, seeing the sunset, it was an amazing experience. I loved it.
Beside golf, okay, golf is your passion, golf is it's in your genes. What other sports?
I do love sports in general. So when I went home for Christmas, I went to the mountains. I love mountains, snowboarding. Okay. I love tennis, just as a social player. I'm not trying to achieve. I'm very competitive though. I love paddle. That was my first experience here.
The paddle sport?
Yes. Very fun, very fun. Table tennis. I love yoga. I go to Pilates, gym, all that stuff. So I do love majority of sports. What I'm really hopeless at is volleyball. I really cannot do that one. But yeah.
What is so great about for you, you coming from Europe, settling down here, and during 2022 World Cup, you must have heard that a lot of people really praised about. They didn't even know about the Arab culture, the Qatari culture. What they wear, the women wear something. Have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen it the first time you have watched it? So this culture thing, new culture that you have watching every day.
So obviously I did some research before I came. I watched some documentary to know a little bit what to expect. But when you're going to a different country, you're taking it on board as you come in as a visitor, and you have to respect the culture. And it's actually much more open than I thought. So I don't feel any real difference. I'm always just trying to respect the culture, whether if I am going to a museum, I will cover up. I bought my first abaya, which I love. It's very comfortable.
Food. Have you, you must have tried.
I tried few restaurants in Souk Waqif. Always great food. My favorites are still chapatis. Then in the little corner shop. Lovely food.
What's your goal?
My goal is to keep doing, I guess, what I'm doing. So I do love golf. It's my job and my passion at the same time. So I think I'm very lucky to do what I love. And whether it's, teaching juniors and help them to, have good values like sportsmanship and believe in themselves, that they can do anything they want to achieve. Or, still working on increasing the percentage of female golfers.
I was about to say, your goal should be to break that male domination in the golf world.
That's the end goal, yes.
Thank you so much, Sarka, for joining us in this podcast. And it was really, really, a pleasure to have you in the studio.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure on my side.
Sarka एक प्रोफेशनल गोल्फ कोच हैं, गोल्फ ट्रेनर है एजुकेशन सिटी गोल्फ क्लब में, गोल्फ कोर्स में बल्कि, और उनका टारगेट ये है कि मेल डोमिनियन जो है, मेल डोमिनेशन इन गोल्फ को तोड़ना. एंड शी इज़ फोकसिंग ऑन दैट गोल, टीचिंग द यंग गर्ल्स इन कतार हाउ टू प्ले गोल्फ. अगले हफ्ते फिर मुलाकात होगी एक और दिलचस्प एथलीट के साथ. तब तक के लिए मुझे यानी मोहम्मद अमीन को दीजिए इजाज़त. अस्सलाम वालेकुम.